So thanks everyone for joining. We're super excited to start this program. It's Tuesday, the 30th of October, and this is our session 1 of, and remember, we can't wait. This is going to be the month that you earn directorship, and Donna and I are super excited. Right, Donna?
We are thrilled to pieces. We feel like we're just like on the edge of some exciting things ready to happen. So thank you so much for joining us.
We really do, especially after the last program some people did, and we'll tell you a little bit about that as we go along. Now, for those of you who have never been on a Zoom call before, a couple things that I want to make sure everyone knows. So on the bottom left of your screen, as you scroll over it, you'll see a little microphone. If you touch on that, it'll mute your line. And I had everyone come in muted, but if you came in after the start of the call, then you'll come in unmuted, so you'll need to mute. So just so you know if you're muted. And also in the bottom left corner is a little video camera. If you have the red line over that, we can't see you. So if you go down to that video camera and you touch that, that'll make yourself so we can see you. That'll be great. Unless you're driving or doing something crazy, it's nice to have, like, see attention. And so if you're doing something busy, then you could take the camera off. But you know what? We're all casual, so you don't have to get all dolled up to be on the call with us. We just want you here, and we're glad to share the time together. In the upper right corner of your screen, you'll see 2 views. You'll see a speaker view where you can see the person that's speaking as a large screen in your computer. And if you touch it again, you'll see the gallery view. So the gallery view will let you then see everyone at the same time. And that's where I take a screenshot to see who was on. And so I have that there. So we're all good. The next thing that I want to talk about is, you know, Donna and I said how excited we are. You all were handpicked to be on this call and part of this team. This is something that we feel so strongly about. Each one of you had a very specific reason that we reached out to you to join this series. And we want you to know how special that is and that you are. And so we're excited to help you get what you want from your business. Each of you in some way has a desire to grow your business through recruiting and developing a team. And that's what we're going to focus on. We also feel that part of doing that is having the schedule that you need to be able to fill your leads and contacts. So we're going to talk about that too. So before I get started, everyone should have seen as a post in the group the workbook that we asked you to print. And if you didn't print it, you still can. It's still there. And this is going to be a real social group. So we hope that you've introduced yourself and told us what you're trying to get from the program. So I'm going to go ahead and screen share a little bit here, and I have up, can you see my screen okay? Yes?
No, we can, Becky.
You can?
Mm-hmm. It's your Zoom screen right now.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to find it. There it is. Okay. So if you didn't, this is the picture of the handbook. And the first thing that we want to talk about tonight are, first of all, what are the benefits of directorship? Now, we have people who have been with the company a while on this call, and we have people that have been with the company a very short while. So I'm just going to run through a few things. You'll see some benefits listed here. Of heading into directorship, you have the ability and the benefit to build a stronger team with each new consultant that joins your team. When you're a director, you'll earn a $10 bonus every month that for each consultant that's active in your team. And you'll also be earning overrides on yourself, your sales, and your personal team sales. The company gives you a $250 bonus upon your promotion of Pampered Chef dollars. And you also receive $100 to use for professional development each year. That's annually. Now, some other good news is you get to start each season with those new products. So we have a few directors on our team here that are in. Wave your hand if you've received new products as a director and love it, ever. Come on. Oh, you got to be more excited than that. Okay, so that I know is a big plus for everyone. And if you continue to go down that list, you'll see then the incentive trips. So you get to earn the trips with reduced points as a director, and each new consultant that you help be successful, you're rewarded with a 3,000 point bonus in the trip. So that's huge when you're trying to earn one of the trips. And it's so fun because the sooner you help people get started, we're going to be starting to earn our new trip January 1, and you'll get to hear about all of that the first week in December. And so you can start earning those rewards right away with recruiting. Now you also get great recognition. And when they say on here other additional opportunities, that was my dog trying to get out of my office, and he did. So now I'm like really sad. So anyway, this is live TV, right? But the additional training opportunities are we have a nationwide leader call once a month. We get to hear webinars from Tracy Britt-Cool, our CEO. We get special training at national conference, and you have all of those opportunities as a director. If you flip over to the next page, I want to make sure that you understand the fast track, not only for yourself if you're in your first 90 days, but for your new team members that join, because it's available to them in their first 90 days, and you need to understand it, okay? So bear with me, even if you think you got it all down pat. I want to say that there is $2,000 on the table. For any new consultant, it's up for grabs. And so I always ask them, if you saw $2,000 on the table and someone said that could be yours, would you turn around and walk away? Or would you at least want to know what you had to do to get the money, right? I mean, you would at least want to know, right? So the thing is that you get $500 when you promote to director. And look on here, it says in your first 90 days. But it's actually in the month that includes your 90th day. So if your 90th day, let's say, is December 14th, you actually have all of December to earn directorship, okay? Because the promotion happens on January 1. So you get the whole month that your 90th day falls in. That's really important, okay? How many people didn't know that? Just wave, because we want to see. See, you already learned something. It's already worth the price of admission. All right, then you get the second $500 when you keep directorship for the following 3 months. So I'm just going to give an example. If your 90th day is January 14th, you have all of January to up to, January 30th, 31st to earn directorship, okay? Your promotion happens February 1st. You're a director. And they send you those new products all right away. It's really cool, and you earn commission. Then you have, when you maintain directorship the next 3 months, so that means to March 1st, to April 1st, to May 1st, you get another $500 in cash. Okay, so the first 500 is reaching directorship in the month that contains your 90th day. Second 500 is keeping directorship. And the 1,000 is when you've helped someone that joined your team during your 90 days promote to director, okay, during their 90 days. So I'll take questions at the end if anyone has any, but flip over then to page 3. And just in case you don't have it, I'll screen share again so that you can see. But what it is it's talking about how now you want to know, how do I get director? What does it mean? All right, well, you get a promotion when you have your first team member sign, and that's called a senior consultant. So if you're Jen in this example, and you've helped Pat get started, you're earning an extra percentage on your sales as well as the sales of Pat, okay? And in the month when you're active and they're active, you're a senior consultant. Okay. The next promotion comes when you have 2 team members on your team. You're getting an increase. You get a double override of the senior consultant because now you're getting 2% on your own sales and the sales of your team. You also have a higher product discount. Okay. And I have to tell you, so if you look at this example, so Jen's commission was $552 on her sales. That's not changing throughout this whole example. But now look, she's already earning an extra $100 a month almost as a team leader. That comes out to about $1,100 a year. That's a vacation or a rental for something. It's something big, whatever you want it to be. And then if you look to become a director, it actually takes a total of 5 team members. Now, these could all be directly brought in by you, or indirect is the other word that we use. So in this case, Jen is the new director because she recruited and brought in 4 people, Pat, Chris, Les, and Jill. Jill recruited Kim. That's a total of 5, even though 4 are direct and 1 is indirect. Does that make sense? Here's another example where Jen personally recruited all 5 of her team members. And here's another example where Jen recruited 3, but 2 of them helped someone each get started. In any case, it's 5 total. Now, if we stay with the same example of Jen earning selling the $2,400, look at what her income has gone up to now. $1,739. $1,739 because of her activity bonus and her overrides on her own sales as well as the team sales. Okay, I just want to share there real quick because when I would drive home from my shows, when I was wanting to promote to director, being the math person that it was, I would be driving home. I'd be like, that's great. I earned, now you got to think this is a while ago, so our show average wasn't near what it is now. But I would be driving home saying, it's great. I made $80. Had I been a director, I would have made $100 on my own parties. Okay. Or I'll be driving home. Oh, I made $100, $125. Had I been a director, I would have earned like $160, on my own sales. So I was really wanting to do this a lot to have the higher commission on my personal sales. But you also receive it on your team sales. And I just wasn't seeing that at that time. As an advanced director, that means that you have helped another one of your team members become a director. So an advanced director has 1 director on her team. And as a senior director, you have a total of 4 directors on your team. Now I want you to look at the annual income, and these are averages. So averages mean that there are people above and below. But if you look here, the average advanced director is making about $30,000 a year. Okay. Now, what I can share with you, and you have all of this in front of you so you can look at it more. In my first year, I made $14,500 and I earned a trip for 2 to Disney World. In my second year, I earned $40,000 and I earned our trip to Hawaii. So you can do a lot, and then it just went from there. And that's still doable today, all right? It definitely is, because I was moving from consultant through to advanced in that year, and then from advanced through senior to exec. And I can share that most of the senior directors on our team are earning $60,000 and upwards. So if that helps you know kind of what's available, maybe that will give you some of the bigger picture. So what I want to finish with is a little bit of another story about my start. When my business shifted from being a hobby into something that was sustainable for our family to live on, actually, if need be, when I made the switch, it took me actually figuring out a goal and breaking it down. So what I was doing, they had been earning the trip for the trip earning period at that time was 2 years, and I was only going to be in 11 of the months out of the 2 years. So I didn't even look at the trip until there were only a few months left. But I figured out that, hey, Bob, I went to my husband, I said, hey, Bob, I could earn this trip for us, but I would have to do 25 shows in 2 months. Now, I was only doing 2 to 3. That's it. I was only doing 2 to 3. I didn't have any major goals. And I said, I could do it, but I'd have to do 25 shows in these 2 months. They'd have to all be $100 over the company average, every single one. And I'd have to promote to director in those 2 months. And he said, go for it. And I said, what's wrong with you? Did you not hear what I just said? I mean, I'm not sure that you understood exactly what I just shared. And he said, well, you're not going to know if you don't try. And I thought that was really good advice. And so what that was I took a short period of time, 2 months, and I put more business in there than I ever imagined ever doing in my life, because I never thought of doing anything like this. So it's called short time, double time. I didn't know it at the time. That's what Rory Vaden calls it, and from the book, Take the Stairs. And I'm not suggesting that you do 25 shows in 2 months. I'm not saying that, so, okay? But what I am saying is we've got about 7 weeks between now and the holiday cutoff. And if you could think of these next 7 weeks as a time where you might take advantage of everyone out shopping and spending money and wanting gifts and everything else, and if you could put the amount of business into that time frame that that you can handle and that your family can handle, and you talk about it, I think you'll see really great rewards. So what we like to say is 2 live parties a week or 4 virtual parties a week is kind of the place to go when you're wanting to grow. And that certainly doesn't come out to 25. So I just wanted to take that off your shoulders in case you were thinking that. So Donna, I have one person share a testimonial, but we can do it at the end before we give the challenge. If that's okay, I'll turn it over to you. Is that okay?
Okay, great. Okay, so as Becky has started sharing, you have been selected to join this group, and you're all at different places. I loved seeing some familiar faces, those that were in our DIY group that did promote to director, but I love the fact that you're taking the mindset to strengthening your business, because that's what this is about. This is about having the best possible business that you can have at the best time of year. Because we know that bookings are really the lifeline of our business. And even as leaders within the company, you have to have a strong personal business. So this series is going to start by talking about bookings. And, as a leader, as a director, you really need to plan to carry a minimum. And you may not like this number, but it's the reality of it, is that you as a new director need to carry 50% minimum of sales. So that means that Becky showed you that number of 5,000. So as a new director, you need to be producing a minimum of 2,500 in sales of that 5,000. But I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to recommend that you go even bigger. I'm going to recommend that you shoot for 3,000. And the reason that I'm going to suggest 3,000 is because the key element here is that you're putting yourself in front of more people. And the more people that you put yourself in front of means that opportunity to have more team members. You want to build right from the beginning when you're super excited, because it's like a magnet. People are gonna be like, woohoo, I want to be exactly, like her. I want to be doing what she's doing. I want to be part of an excited team. So we're here to help you do that. And as I said, it all starts with that personal business. And so with that in mind, we're going to start you out strong with a booking blitz. And I don't want to see any eye rolls here, okay? You know what? This is a very secular business. It starts with bookings. It goes into host coaching. It goes into recruiting, goes into selling, and it comes right back around. Okay, so you're going to hear us talking about those same key foundations. So we're going to start that booking blitz Thursday evening at 8:30. And we'll be posting all of the helpful elements that you need to book parties on your calendar, whether they be virtual, whether they be in-home, whether they be a combination of both. All of the things that you need are going to be posted through the November to Remember Facebook group. So that's going to be your home base. You're going to always go back to November to Remember for all of the things that you need. So you're going to go ahead and follow all those posts through Facebook, and we're going to be there to help you, and we're going to be there to encourage you to add those bookings to your calendars. But before we get started, we want you to start out with a list. So right now, I'm going to talk about some of the ways that you can start building your list so that you're ready for Thursday when we kick it off. So you know what, you have to remember that you're in the best time of year, is what I mentioned to you earlier. Think about it. People are shopping for gifts. People are shopping for themselves to make sure that they're prepared to put those wonderful meals on the table for their loved ones. Also, people are looking for easy, entertaining ideas. That person that can be crippled by the thought of having to bring a dish to their bosses or their mother-in-laws or their mother-in-law-to-be's home, we can help them do that. So, you know, you want to think about putting that personal touch on who's your customer base. Who can you impact? Because that's what feels so good about Pampered Chef, is that we're all about bringing families around the table, and we're about just making those things that concern most people just so much easier. So we'll continue the blitz through Sunday, and it's, as I said, it's all about building that strong calendar. So I hope you have some paper and pencil, because we're going to put pen to paper and we're going to get started on our list. Now, I will post this, you know, on our group. But I really want you to listen and kind of already start to think about, because I don't know if you're like me. If I'm going to read something, I tend to kind of glaze over it. But if someone talks me through it, I tend to take it a little bit more serious and dig a little bit deeper. So let's start to think about our list, okay? So first of all, I'm going to give you some categories, and I want you to think of 1 or 2 people per category that you can be contacting for that virtual party, that in-home party, even that one-on-one sale. Because you know what? A one-on-one sale can lead to a lot more than sometimes than a party. So think about, first thing is someone who hosted for you last November, or somebody who has a November birthday. Okay, we have that information right at our fingertips, right through Facebook, right? Because it gives us a list of who all of our Facebook friends and when their birthdays are. Someone who has the same name as you, okay, or at least the same starting letter. So Donna, you know, that would be D. Maybe I don't know another Donna, but I may know a Diane, or I may know a Denise, okay? So maybe 1 or 2 people that you know that. The first person, and obviously not a consultant, that shows up on your news feed on Facebook when you click home. Who's that first person that shows up? Who's that person that just wants to share their entire life on Facebook? Okay? That person is obviously very social. So that would be a person that you may want to think about, okay? Next is someone who sells for another direct sales company. Okay, now if you're looking at your address book on your phone, who's the 4th contact in your address book under S? We all love games, right? Think about it. If you're doing virtual parties, what the most interaction you get is on games. So right now, I'm playing games with you that I'm hoping will get that booking blitz going for you. Okay? The person that wrote the oldest dated email in your inbox. The 8th person down in your Facebook message inbox. Okay? Do you know a teacher? Do you know a nurse? Someone who shares your birthday week? Your best friend? A neighbor or relative that lives near you? The person who does your hair and nails? Someone from your doctor or dentist office? the sixth contact in your address book under R. The person that wrote the oldest text message saved in your phone. The person at the top of your green dot list on Facebook. Someone you're afraid to ask to host with you. And when you do that one, I want you to splatter that all over our page, because that is a big kudos for you, because we know that you've stepped way out of your comfort zone when you do that. Okay, someone who has a birthday in March. All right, so you can see I'm going to go ahead and, as I said, I'm going to list these in our group. But also the big thing that I want you to write on your list there is to print your launch list. Now your launch list is under PC University, and you know, I really want you to get familiar with that launch list if you haven't visited in a while, because that launch list is what you're going to be using to help all of your new consultants get started. So the more that you're familiar with that launch list, the better that you're better equipped to help all your new consultants get started. And with the launch list, the mantra with that is 4 parties in 4 social circles in the first 4 weeks. Okay, so 4 parties, 4 social circles in 4 weeks. Okay, so go ahead and print that out, fill it out, and go ahead and take a snapshot of it and go ahead and post it in our group. So that really is that is part of your homework. Okay, now your launch list, as I said, is kind of your getting started point, but it also should always be your go-to. You know, you can think about your life changes, so your launch list should also change. But also, when you look at your launch list and you look at those 4 social circles, I don't want you to only think about those people listed. I want you to think about who do they know, okay? So branch out of that social circle to your friends' friends, your relatives' friends, the people that you know from church. Who do they know? What social circles are they involved in? And that is going to be the easiest way that you can get out of that close, you know, friends and family group. Okay, so any questions on that? Okay, all right, so I'm going to go ahead, and before I turn over to our closing segment, I'm going to ask Becky if we could have one of our new directors share a little bit before we finish off our call.
You know what? Sure, we can. So we have Karen is about to promote, and we have Bobby that did promote. So would one of you or both of you like to share a few words about how the last program helped you, or how excited you are? Actually, Karen, let's hear from you first.
Sure, I'll share. First of all, I have to say I was super excited at first when I got the notification. I'm still kind of new at all this, and still I just felt like I had so much to shuffle. And I remember saying to Tammy, they never joined me to the group, so I guess maybe it's just not meant to be. And I think I just didn't hit the join group button. But let me tell you, when I joined the group and I started that 30-day Boost Your Business program, it really changed my mindset. It really took me out of my comfort zone to do things I wouldn't normally do. And I have intentionally every day, now I do not have a second job, and I know a lot of other people do, but I have intentionally spent a certain amount of time every single day with a list, with a plan, with trying to, you know, contact people every single day for new bookings, to really go out of my comfort box and get recruits, which I never did in my first 90 days. And now I'm proud to say I have 7. And my 5th one, well, I've got 7. One just joined. He doesn't even have his kit yet. But my last little recruit that I had to get out of the box is submitting her first party tonight for $750, and she's the last piece of my puzzle piece. So, yeah. So, and I will say too, and I just have to share this because last month I did really well. I did 4,000 in sales. So I said, you know what? If I can do 4, I can do 5. and I've ended my month with $6,800, and my team is going to be well over 10. So I'm super excited. So thank you guys for all the support.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
Awesome, Karen.
Good for
Thank
you. That's
Yeah.
great. You're making
Well, thank you guys. I just really want to thank you guys because you guys have been a big part of it. So I appreciate all of you so much.
We're proud of you. But calculating in my head real quick, your paycheck's probably going to be a couple $1,000s. So
Woohoo! Woohoo!
yeah, that's
Yay.
really good. So great. And Karen was in our last program. Bobby, you're a new director. You want to share how it helped you?
Well, I mean, one of the things that I've just been focusing on is just trying to continue to build my business with bookings and making the contacts, as well as just keeping engaged with my team members, really kind of feeding off of their excitement as well, but just keeping in contact with them.
Great. Very good. Excellent. And Tammy Johnston and her team are on the verge of promoting to a senior director team. Karen is part of this team. And so Tammy, how does it feel to have these team members promoting to director that you're helping?
Oh my gosh, it's just the most heartwarming experience. I'm going to get teary-eyed even talking about it. It's crazy awesome. I mean, this is the time of year, it's my most favorite time of the year regardless, but this is the time of year that big things happen. And to be able to have other people who are on that same journey with me, going along and, you know, promoting to director like Karen, and then, you know, we've got people here who are lined up to do the fast track and to do exciting things in their business. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this, guys. I mean, seriously, this is it. You know, I often say we appear to be a company about selling kitchen tools. Not really what we're about. We're really about changing people's lives. And it is the most incredible journey I think I've ever been on. And I've been on for over 22 and a half years. And I'm as passionate today about it as I was on day one. So I can't wait to see all of you all promote to director and up on that stage in your red, and getting your little red spatula and all decked out. And I'm going to be the person in the crowd that's screaming the loudest for all of you. Anyway, I could talk all night about how awesome it is. You guys got to go on this ride.
Thank you for sharing, you guys. So I think what I want you to understand is you promoting to director and helping other people do the same thing is just a repeat. You're helping them do the same thing you're doing at the same time. So when you go to the back of your packet, there is a director bound form, and it kind of lets us know a little bit about what you want, why you want to be a director, and maybe how we can support you best and you'll celebrate by. But we'd really like to see a picture, a snapshot, and posted on our group of this middle part that says, I want to promote to director by, mainly I would like to promote to director because. We really want to know what is it that's exciting you most about achieving directorship. And it could be some tangible benefits that we showed you at the beginning. And it could also be some great things for your family. Like that would mean, you know, whatever. And we want you to start to think about that a little bit and dream a little bit. So are there any questions from tonight's before I turn over to Donna and she gives the final kind of to-do? All right, so Donna's gonna give you some words to help on the phone or in a text message real quick to book those parties, and then give you, or how she'll post them, I'm not sure, and then give you what we'd like everyone to do. That's
Right. Thanks, Becky. Yes, so part of our booking blitz, we will be posting the verbiage to impact your calendar and have that happen. But, you know, what we really need for you to be doing is making that list, you know, before Thursday. And, you know, if we've shared, you know, some information that piqued your interest, I really want you to think about, you know, what would this mean for your family? You know, if you're ready to take Pampered Chef to the next level, you need to dig deep on why. why do you want to do that? And if your standard answer comes up, well, I want more money, that's really not enough to drive you to the next level. Yeah, more money could mean a lot of different things for you. Maybe it could mean, a special vacation for you and your spouse. Maybe it could mean something that you would do for your family this holiday season. But you know what? You have to dig really deep on why you want to be a leader. So, because by digging deep, you're going to come to the realization that makes you understand why it's going to be worth your time investment. It's going to be more than just 6 phone calls. It's going to be you taking the information and putting it to work. So you have to say, think to yourself, okay, what am I going to do with that money? First of all, you have to decide how much money do you need, okay? So create the picture. If I say it's money, how much money do I need? What am I going to do with that? What would it mean to your family? And this is key because your family is going to be impacted by this. They're going to be the biggest cheerleader besides Becky and myself, okay? So how excited is that one person, your big cheerleader, how excited are they going to be when you reach that goal, okay? Because one of the exercises that we're going to ask you throughout this program that we didn't ask you to do in the last program was to create a vision board. Okay, if you've never created a vision board before, it should be a combination of, yes, the concrete little circles that Becky talked about that you needed to create that structure for directorship, but also what will happen because of it. So if it's that special vacation, you should have a picture of what that destination looks like. If it's dance lessons for your daughter, it should be a picture of your daughter in a ballerina suit, okay? It really has to be so clear that you look at that every day, and to the point it drives you to be able to bring yourself to tears. Now, did you notice when Tammy said, you know what, it makes me emotional? When you can dig that deep, when you get to those hard spots, that's what's going to drive you to do more. So we're going to talk about a vision board on our next call. And we're going to ask you to be really transparent and almost to the point of raw, where you're going to be, sharing with this group, what this is going to mean for you and also what it's going to be for your family. And that vision board needs to be front and center. So something that you look at every day. I don't care if you put it on your bathroom mirror. I don't care if you put it in front of your computer, but it has to be that daily reminder that holds you accountable to doing the uncomfortable, because it's going to be uncomfortable. There's no doubt about it. Okay, we're asking you to commit to 6 calls, and we're asking you to not miss any of those 6 calls. And yes, we understand that this was kind of short notice, so if you have a party or something that's really important family-wise, we're going to give you a pass on that. But we're going to hold you accountable to listening to that replay within 24 hours. And you probably will have extra homework if you didn't get on the call live. But we are here to encourage you. We're going to be your biggest cheerleaders. We're also going to be sisterhood here, So when you're having good things happen, we're here to applaud you. And when you're kind of having difficult times, we're here to uplift you. So we want to encourage you, and we're so excited that even with this short bit of notice, you guys came here. That speaks volume. So I'm just gonna, ask you, if you're on board, go ahead and type it in the chat box. Go ahead and put it on our page, and we're gonna get started right away by just getting that calendar just jam-packed with bookings. So, Becky, anything else you want to finish us off with? Hold on, Becky, you're muted.
Well, y'all thought that I left you. Okay, so just so that you're going to take a picture of this, we're going to know what you want from the business, because we'll start taking that to the next level next week. So you want to start thinking about it. If you're like reading a magazine this week and you see something, you know what, that's something that my family could really do or have or be, then just tear that picture out so you can have it in a file kind of to remind you when we get to that. The main thing is this week, we're going to start that booking blitz Thursday night to Sunday. We need everyone to participate and add to your calendar. If you want to start ahead, great. If Halloween's not a big thing for you tomorrow night, great, have at it. But main thing is we want to try to get, a good 25 or more contacts during the booking blitz, and trying to get you up to the point where you've got 2 cooking parties or 4 virtual parties each week. Obviously, except for the week of Thanksgiving, but you can still have some virtuals going, because we have little turkey trot packets that we'll talk about on another call. So really want to encourage you. You've got this. We'll hold your hand. We'll help you every step of the way. So, well, Donna, we're good. We'll post the things then.
We'll post some of the ideas for who you're going to contact, so you can get going with that tomorrow, and we'll go from there. But thank you, everyone. We're so excited to be part of this journey with all of you.
Thanks, you guys. It's so fun.